Hello farmers, welcome back to Hinterland over here by the cows. I did a little research in between episodes and yeah, it's not 24 months before they start producing milk, it's 26 months, so 2 more months to go. But once they start producing milk, they're going to be producing more milk than the base game cows do by quite a good margin. But since we only got 2 cows, it's not going to be like a huge amount, but it's going to be pretty darn good. I cleared out a little spot over here. I've been moving some bales around because since I last been on the map, Giants had an update to Farming Simulator to patch 1.9, right? Is it 1.9? I think so. There's a bale pallet storage building we can put down, and we're going to be using 2 of them today for sure. So I borrowed all the money I possibly could. The $827,000 we have, that maxes out the loan at $10 million. So I can't borrow any more than that. So I got to start making money, right? So, but we need to do a little bit more here. Luckily, not a lot of expensive stuff. But let's go ahead and get the bale shed down. So just got to come over here to silos, and they're pretty cheap. They're $29,000. And the good thing is about it, they hold 250 items. So it's not like the bale shed on East Vineland where it holds 4 million liters. This one will just hold like 250 bales. So that's going to help us, put 250 bales in here. Let's see, at 29,000, so not a lot of landscaping being done here. So let's just go ahead. Let's put it at actually a little bit of an angle here, because why not? And boop, there we go. So we should just have to bring the bales right here. And yeah, we can't walk into this shed, which is kind of weird that they did that, but they must have a reason. So this is the first time I've actually used it. I mean, it's got to be pretty much like any other bale storage shed area, if you will. Let me go ahead and turn on our auto-loading trailer. Let's load up these bales right here. This will just help clean up the area a little bit from all the bales we got. I did test this, though, with the Maize Plus, and yeah, they should pop them out and pop them in as is. Even I tried, I wrapped a grass bale and let it ferment to about 15%. I put in the shed, and then I passed some time, and I took the bale back out, and it actually was fermenting in the shed. So that should work. A loading area is blocked. Am I too close to the building? Okay. Let me turn on the interactive zone markers and see how far out that comes. Interactive zone markers on. Alright, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem for the autoloader because I can't auto-unload. Can I get close and it'll just come right off? Okay, this part I didn't test, obviously. See if I can get that. I hate articulated trailers. I hate articulated trailers. They're still technically on. Oh, no, they're going in. Alright, so I just got to back it up a little bit better than what I did. So if this, I mean, it does work. Obviously, we can see it, but I may have to change trailers. Because in order for me to back this up into the zone is going to be painful. Not just for you, not just for me, but for you to watch as well. Trying to figure out another way to get it in there. Can I drive the... Well, I can drive the front end in there. But it won't let me change, see if I can do it. Well, of course it'll let me do it that way. If I change sides, I think I did anyways. Yeah, so it won't let me, because the autoloader sees the building there, and it's like, no, you're going to collide with something. Alright, yeah, I'll have to find a different way to load them on in there. Of course, I can always unload them by hand with super strength. So you don't need any DLC or anything like that. This will be into the base game. Let's toss these on in there and see how well that looks. There we go. So we can store a whole bunch of bales in there. They're kind of, and of course they're in a shed, so the hay bales will be protected in its own sense. So that's good. So 21 bales out of 250. We'll stack a whole bunch of hay bales and silage bales in there, of course. Then if you want to call them on out, just come on in here. And of course, they're all the same. So right now we just got the square bales, hay, 8,000 liters, 21 out of 21. So just to prove, so this is grass silage. Base game will be just pure silage, but with maize plus, if I put this in here and come into here, square bale of hay, and it's a square bale grass silage. So, yeah, there you have it. And of course, it even keeps the same wrapping, doesn't change it to a different color. It's the wrapping that you would have. So this is going to come in rather handy also. If we come way over to here, to our sawmill, of course we got all this wonderful material here, and I don't want to sell it yet. I think we're going to put one down right over here because we're going to have seed potatoes as well, correct? So why not put a storage area over here? I don't know how much of the land I own before I get to the border where I don't own land. Where am I standing here? All right, I'm actually on land I don't own, so it's going to have to like go over generally like right in front of me here. So probably first thing I need to do is we need to smooth this on out a little bit, or flatten it, more than likely would be better. Let's see, where do I really want that there? Do I own the land over here? I do own land over here. Well, I like that. I could put it like this, like right across from here. All right, let me landscape this out a little bit because I'm paying like $1,000 more for flattening out. So I just want to make sure it's kind of flat with the road. Okay, I own more land this side of the road than I thought I did, which is good. Future development, we can put stuff down there. Nope, buildings, silos. And of course, we'll give it some room for us to come on in. There we go. And while we're here, let's go ahead to painting. Am I just putting down asphalt? I believe I'm putting down just asphalt over here. So for now, we'll just kind of mirror the other side. There we go. So now we got that over there. So now if I bring my autoloader over, I can come over here and grab all this stuff and pop it into there. But another thing I need to do, and now we're going to start spending some more money in the store. Wait, what's for sale? Oh, that's right. The Kubota sale's going on. So, yeah, we don't need any of that. What I do need, though, is logging, forestry equipment, and then scroll on down to the autoloaders because we all know how well I am at loading stuff on up. I think we'll just keep with the 12 meter. I don't think we need to get bigger. So we'll get the 12 meter trailer because it'd be cheaper. And let's see, configuration, trailer hitch, standard. Now we'll just leave it standard. I think we're all set. So we're going to buy that because we got to keep that sawmill up and running. And that brings me down to 730. All right, so that's not too bad for starters. So let's jump back over and grab the Volvo truck. That should be like, right there. Drop off that trailer. And now I need to grab this trailer over here. Yeah, I really need to start figure out my parking in here. Even though it seems like we got tons of room, I'm making it look like we don't. Let's get over to the sawmill. I want to hang on to the stuff at the sawmill until we can figure out when the best time is to sell things. Is there a good time, bad time of year? Which on most stuff there is. Let's cruise on over. So it seems like the planter that we bought, a lot of people seem to approve it. Well, I mean, a lot of people. We at least made a couple comments on it. Yeah, of course it's expensive, but at this point, I borrowed $10 million, so $800,000 for a planter is extreme, but yeah, we're here to try things out, test some things out, see how it goes. And the good thing is we bought it the very first year, so moving forward I don't have to buy another planter, and that'll help us on out. And let me get the HUD back up here. This should just load right up, I would think. Left shift R for start loading. And let's see here, if I just pull up to the side here, is that going to be close enough? Just got to remember, I cannot auto load on the run. And I don't care what I grab, just grab enough. Can we grab these? Well, we can grab a couple of them. Alright, let's see if this auto loader will allow me to unload. Of course, what side is it going to unload on? That's the question. I don't know. It doesn't say right or left. It's probably going to go to the opposite side, right? Alright, so same problem. It's blocked, which makes sense since I'm using the same auto-loading trailers. Alright, so those went on in. How far can I go into there? That far? Well, that's something. Yeah, I may have to figure something else for this. Can I sneak this in there like that? I mean, if that works, that's fine. That'll be fine. Or at least we're clearing out stuff out of the sawmill, because our sawmill was getting pretty darn full. And part of me says I should upgrade this, but I'm going to hold off onto it. Because as long as I keep up on emptying it out, we'll be good to go. Spin around here, see if I can grab some of these. I think these are long planks over here. And I'm pretty sure I got room for a little bit more, especially the ones I pushed around. Yeah, originally I thought when I first started, I'm like, yeah, we'll use the wheel loader and we'll just unload them once in a while, but I don't think I'll be using it too much to clear out the area. Well, I may clear out the area just by pushing things out of the way if I get too busy. Oh, the truck can't fit in there, though. Grab what you can. Yeah, I'll have to find a better way to do this. This doesn't look right, but at least it's something to give us an idea what it'll do. And the good thing is about these buildings, they're cheap. They're $29,000. So I'm trying to figure out a way to get these all in there. And it's a little difficult to sneak them in. Alright, am I far enough away to... Alright, there we go. Alright, at least it's a start. Yeah, I'll use some super strength and just... Well, let me guess, you're going to auto-load onto the trailer, right? Yeah. Yeah, so too bad that trigger wasn't further on out. But I don't think they had the intent of autoloaders bringing stuff over. I may have to try... Though I do like these autoloaders. This keeps floating onto the trailer. Alright, so that looks pretty nice and clean in there. All racked up, and of course when you walk up it'll tell you what's actually in there. So, not too bad. That'll work out rather well. Once I figure out a better way to... I mean, I guess what I could do is... It may seem kind of weird, but... Auto-load all the stuff out of the sawmill or wherever. And unload it as close as I can to the building. And then bring the wheel loader over with like the bucket on front and just push it in. I think that'll work. That wheel loader is big enough. So if we do that, switch sides, and then there we go. Trying things out. Actually, I can probably just use the pallet forks to push it on in. Of course, in the future, I probably might be doing this more off camera than what I'm doing today, but since we're just showing off a few things. Alright, that will work. Not quite as intended, right? But you know what may actually work pretty darn good is like snowplow equipment. Alright, so that should free up some space in the sawmill for let that to run. But now what I need to do is we'll drop off this trailer here. Let's go pick up our log trailer and head up to the mountain. And let's grab some more logs and bring it on down to the sawmill. Got our TMR mixer that we bought. I think that was like in October and it still sits here. Alright, let's head up to the mountain. Grab some logs, bring that down to the sawmill. Because it's only about half full. So it should be able to take a full trailer's worth. I did not get to making the other field. We bought land at the end of last episode. I did not get a chance to go ahead and mow, plow, and all that stuff with it. That field there doesn't need to be ready until April. If that's going to be the cornfield. But we got enough fields to plant in the month of March. Trying to stay out of our cotton field if I can. Alright, being a new trailer, I gotta probably set it all up. Let's see. Switch auto load to the right, which I want to do. One pile would be good. And let's see here. We should be able to just start loading. Shouldn't really move while you're loading, but I tend to. As long as you go slow enough and don't make really sharp corners while you're doing so, it does all right. I was going to say, it's going to pick up that little piece there. don't have to stack the trailer full. This is enough to get down to the sawmill and make sure it can get us through till April. And I think a key thing to do, oh, and I already switched over to another pile. Alright, we're going to call that good. Let's turn that off and then strap all that in. Because I did talk about planting some maple trees around the farm and using the excavator and the planter for those. And I think that might be a good time to buy maybe spruce trees and come back up here and plant them. That way we can keep our sawmill going, upgrade our sawmill after I make sure I get enough money to spend on what I need to spend. Then I can upgrade the sawmill and we can produce more, and that way we can get some good income this summer or whenever the product is going to be best sold. The logging trailer is something we needed for only $30,000. Definitely worth it. Just taking it slow on corners because it didn't load it up too well. So the only other big expense I can think of right off the top of my head that we're definitely going to buy is the root crop harvester and the potato header and the sugar beet header. Now that mod will, that root crop harvester will allow me to harvest cotton with it. But I'm going to go ahead and actually use a cotton module harvester. But we'll be leasing that this year. And actually it might be something I just lease for a while, because it's only going to be like a one-day kind of a thing. Alright, and I'll just leave that. Actually, I gotta leave that strapped in for a moment. Actually, if I unstrap it, detach the trailer, and then as I collect the logs should automatically drop. Or they don't. Okay. Now they do. Let me guess. It's got to be close. The truck's got to kind of like... Yeah. Looks like the truck kind of has to be near it or attached. But there we go. So, 63,000. I forgot what this holds. But it's going to be pretty darn 75. So that's going to be going for quite a while. And I do got a good amount of space here for more things to spawn. I can come back over here later on and take care of that. Let's go ahead and shut this off here. And now let's go grab, it doesn't matter which tractor, the JCB or, well, the JCB is the one I found first. Let's go pick up the TMR mixer because it's been at the store long enough. And we'll bring that on home. And I think we'll make a mixture of TMR that we can, just so I can get the ratio down. I may not feed the cows with it currently, because I want them to keep taking the grass from the meadow when they can. And they should start doing that next month. Now with the Maize Plus add-on, there's a lot of different ways we can make TMR for dairy cows. Gives us a lot of options, but we're going to be choosing the easiest option for the first year or so. I really can't wait to get to harvesting this year to get some crops going, get some straw, and really get the cows going, because the cows are what's going to make us a lot of money, I hope, on this map. Between the milk, that's the big thing, and then of course bringing the manure and the slurry on over to the BGA. Yeah, we detach that, start this on up here. Do I still have this set for dairy? Yes, for dairy cattle. So 70, anywhere from 25 to 75% silage. It could be grass silage or maize silage, and then the rest, up to 50% of it can be hay. So if I do like 1 bale of hay for 2 bales of silage, that should give us some TMR. Now there's a lot of other things I could add. I could add mineral feed to give us a little bit of percentage, and grain grist, which we will be making, but that's going to be a while. I could add water and molasses as well. A lot of mods out there where you can make some of that stuff. A lot of the mods, or a lot of those silos, you can actually get right in Maize Plus and put it down, but then you just have to go ahead and buy it. Oh, I did not buy a weight for the back of this Vulture yet. I don't think this Vulture is going to be able to handle 2 silage bales. Nope, it's not. Alright, let's... Of course, now I want to take those off. I'm going to make a little bit of a mess here. Let's just get those off. Can we get those off, please? Thank you. Yeah, even 1 bale, it's having a little bit of an issue. Alright, let's go to the store and get ourselves a nice weight for the back of this. Don't need to go too extreme, but I don't know what too extreme is when it comes to how many bales I gotta, I don't know how much those bales weigh. Kind of glad we got the farm a little bit closer to the store than what I did at No Man's Land, although it wasn't that far. Alright, weights. And can we color code it? Oh, we can. That's good. This is a 1 ton. Is 1 ton enough? Let's go ahead and just make it white for an extra $50. Oh, the one thing... Oh, I just realized I probably should got it so it could have the trailer hitch on it. That does not have that option. Kind of forgot about there are weights. Ah, this one right here. See, it's got the pin on it. That's a 1.1 ton. We can change that color. All right, we'll buy that one. There we go. Now we got the pin on it. Watch this. I can lift up 1 ton just like that. Because I'm a hero. Kind of. Not really. All right, so I lost a couple $100 in that, but it's no big deal. That way I don't have to take the weight off, just attach the trailer to it if I don't want to. And I was kind of... I've done it before on a smaller tractor where I put a big weight on the back and then the front end lifts up. Yeah, still got good weight on the front because it's not sloppy in the steering. But this Vulture isn't made to be going far distances anyways. It should be just staying right between the sheep and the cattle barns. Occasionally, maybe going out to the fields to grab the bales. Alright, I want to be able to pick up... Did I grab both? Not quite. Of course, there are awkward angles here, but I want to see if I can lift up 2. I think I'll be able to, right? Actually, it still makes it a little light in the back. So, yeah. I guess it all depends on how many liters you got in the bales as well. So now this is kind of weird because of... Yeah, it's still light in the back. You're not going to fall in there? Get in there. There we go. Alright, so maybe 2 bales still isn't the smartest thing. Let me go grab... Gotta make sure they're hay bales. But I said 2 for 1. We'll see if that mixture comes out right. Now 1 bale, not a problem. Oh, the reason why it's not mixing is I don't have the mixer on. That'd be a good idea, you know, good idea to do. You know, that helps out mixing some things up. Oh, I didn't turn it on, but it is mixing. Just trying to see if it's done mixing, but we do have TMR in there for dairy cattle. So 2 for 1 seems to be a good mixture. So let's actually go ahead and we'll give it to the cows anyways. They'll be happy. And that's not going to fill up their trough anyways. But we really shouldn't have to worry about them. We expect offspring in a few more months anyways. Alright, for now, I'm just going to park this here. I was wondering, but then when I was over here earlier, I was like, I wonder if that TMR mixer will actually fit in the shed over here. Then I saw the shed. I'm like, no, that shed's not big enough. Not big enough at all. Yeah, she's happy. Yeah, so a couple more months we'll have a decent amount of milk starting to come in. Let me go ahead and turn that off. So speaking of milk and such, is it under trailers? I forget where these tankers are sometimes. Yes, they are. So we need a couple more tankers. We need one for milk. We have one for water. I'm going to use them separate tankers for both. Illuminations, wheel setup, liftable axles. Yeah, we don't need any of that. Fenders. Main color. That says standard, but can we get like pure white? There, that way we know it's for milk. And can we change the color on the rims? Make that, where's that pure white again? That's good. Alright, let's go ahead and buy that. Alright, and then we're going to get one for slurry. So, bronze fire? Sure, why not? Bronze fire. Slurry is that kind of a color, isn't it? So, that'll be for bringing the slurry over to the BGA. Actually, what would look good there... Not the copperhead. The black bell. That's what we're looking for. Just to mix up just a little bit. These trailers aren't that expensive. We're talking $22,000. And, wait, am I missing a trailer? Milk, slurry, water. Yeah, I think I got them all, right? Yeah. If not, well, we'll have to make adjustments later on. We can also use the slurry one because the BGA will make digestate. So we can use the slurry. We can put digestate in the slurry tanker. And we can either sell the digestate from the BGA, or we can spray it on the fields later on. Another thing I am going to need, though, is a trailer. And a decent trailer at that. Let's see here. That holds 40,000 liters. Does that hold everything? Got to wait for it to start scrolling here. I'm trying to see if it holds... I think that says hay pellets, which is good. So, yeah, well, let's go with the Flegel. I don't think I've used this one. I may have. I'm not too sure if I have or haven't. But we'll get ourselves that trailer there. Wait a minute. There was potatoes, right? Yeah, potatoes. Yeah, right there. All right. Want to make sure it's got does potatoes as well. All right. So that does leave me 630,000. And it's going to cost us like 400 grand to get the root crop harvester and the 2 headers. But I may hold off on to that. So I think we are all set for the month of February. And we don't have much going on here. The sheep are fine, I think, for another month here on food. If not, it won't be too good because we could lose animals if they run out of food. I think they're fine, though. I just want to go one more month. Because March is next month. March we can start planting. And that's what we're going to start doing next. We're going to plant another field. So, yeah, crop rotation. I was looking at it. I can't remember if I showed it to you yet. But this is the current crop rotation I have for the, at least 5 of the crops we're planting. And overall, it's not too bad of a rotation if I do. But maybe I'll figure out different rotations. Got a whole year to figure it out because, we won't be planting again until next year. But if I just do the 5 crops that we're planting, I still got wheat and barley to add, or just barley or wheat. No, actually I need to do wheat and barley, because I need wheat, barley, and oats to make grain grist, grain meal. So, yeah, I mean, so far everything is above, it's either a flat rate or a positive rate. So I just got to figure out a better rotation, maybe. Maybe just find certain crops where we do 3 crops in a field instead of trying to do all 5 or 6. Just figure out the 3 that work best. Yeah, so I think I am all set here. Let's go ahead and sleep. And let's see what the loan interest is on $10 million. I think it was $30,000 last time when we had $9.25 million. Well, all 3s. How about that? So, yep, we'll have to deal with it. We'll have to deal with it, but we are here in March. Looks like there's a little bit of a frost on the ground. Good to see our barley is growing nicely. Let's run down here and check on the animals. See if they need any feed right off. So if I feed the sheep hay, it doesn't, that won't be all 4 food groups. All right, so they're not doing too bad. They went from like 6,000 down to 3,700. And the cows I'm not too worried about. They will be grazing from their little meadow that they have here, which is not going to be a big meadow. But grass doesn't really grow in the winter months. And of course, our cows should be doing just fine here. Oh, they actually got some milk. So maybe 24 months was correct. When we didn't get milk, I asked a couple of people that said, no, it's 26 months before cows make milk. Our cows are 25 months old, and we got a little bit of milk. That'll start coming on in, I guess, as we go along. So as long as we don't run out of any of the good stuff, and they got plenty of food going here. I mean, I think you two can live on 66,000 liters of food, right? I would hope so. For quite a while. But we will have, wait, how much longer? For a couple more months, we'll have 2 more cows. But then we have to wait for them to hit 25 months old before they start producing milk. But they'll start producing slurry and manure. So we can bring that over to the BGA. Yeah, and start making some money. Where did I park? There. That's where I parked it. I didn't park it like that. What the heck? What the heck happened here? I'm not sure. Maybe when I left with the Volvo and the flatbed, I may have flipped something. Alright, we're out. Oh, the other thing I do need to buy, and I haven't bought it yet, so let's go ahead. Wait, we'll check the store page. An auger wagon may be kind of interesting to use on this series. But yeah, we need to go in here, and we need to go to Potato Technology. Great. Where is it? Potato Technology. There we go. So we got to scroll down to the end. Now, these are from the Seed Potato Farm Vehicle Pack mod. So the difference between these and the base game ones you see down here, the only difference I can see is if we go into here, for seeds, it'll just take potatoes, seeds, and it'll take seed potatoes, or I believe premium potatoes. And also has a fertilizer. This one down here just takes potato and seeds, doesn't have a fertilizer. Fertilizer, I don't care that much about. How wide is that? It's only 6 meters. Ugh. That's going to take a lot of planting. But that's what we need, because we're going to be making seed potatoes in our factory, so that's like free seed. So we're going to go ahead and do it this way. I have not used a base game potato planter in I don't know how long. And actually, I don't know how long it's been since I've done potatoes. Really can't remember. Zip around and go over to one of our fields. I think sugar beet will be the one we plant. I could get the case tractor going and start planting some oats, but I think we'll focus that a little bit later on. Now, a little bit of a frost on the ground this morning, it seems like. Now, I'm a little bit nervous now because we're down to 500,000. And I still would like to buy the root crop harvester and the 2 headers. I don't really need them until the winter time. Well, not winter time. Until fall time when it's time for harvest. Oh, we can see our cotton is sprouting on up. And we're going to plant sugar beet in this field right here. I think potatoes in that field over there would be good because it's a little bit smaller field. Get this on down. Can we leave it on, please? I think I double tapped the button. I think my elbow hit it on the SATEC side panel. I was like, why isn't that planting? There we go. Now we got sugar beet going on in. Now, with sugar beet, there's a few things we can do with it. We can feed it to our sheep. That's one of their food groups. But we're going to have so much sugar beet. We could also bring it on over to the BGA to be processed. Oh, wait, am I getting mixed up in my series here? This BGA, I think, does take sugar beet. Sugar beet and sugar beet cut. Well, that's a little bit weird. So the recipe stats are the same for sugar beet cut and sugar beet. It's 253, and you get the same out of either or. But the cycles per month are the same, but it's a lot cheaper just by bringing over the sugar beet, not sugar beet cut. It's $157 per month if I bring over the cut sugar beet. If I don't cut it, it's only $62 a month. To me, that... Okay. We'll bring it over and not cut, I guess, if we do so. So probably get like Frank or Frank Jr. or Francine in the field in front of us to plant potatoes, because that's going to take a while. Of course, the first year we don't have any seed potatoes, so we'll have to buy our own seed, which is not that big of a deal. And we'll plant a whole bunch of potatoes and see how that works out for us. Now, this planter might be really expensive, but now that I own it and the money's already been thrown at the store for it, I do like it because, you know, it's going to use its own vehicle. So I'm not tying up any of my farm vehicles if I need them all. And the working width is good. It's a direct drill, which helps out our scoring with precision farming. And it seems to have a good ratio of seed to fertilizer. When I did the cotton, I didn't run out of either. And it wasn't like, there's some planters to where I run out of fertilizer so quick, but then the seed, still got like 80%. It's going to stress me out a little bit throughout the year until we actually start making some money. Because when I originally started on episode 1, before I started, I'm like, all right, we can borrow up to 10 billion. I'm like, that shouldn't be a problem. I expect to only have to, spend $7-8 million. And here we are. I got $500,000 left on the 10. It'll work out though. It'll be fine. We'll find ways. We did got furniture. Well, I say furniture. We got some supplies from the sawmill sitting there. So that's enough to, we don't have any restrictions to where we can't lease. So we can always rent something. I think it'll all be just fine once it gets going. And now that we got 2 cows making milk. Ooh, 2 cows. But I think someone, I didn't see exact stats, but someone told me they saw a video where someone did stats to where base game cows in 1 month, if you saw 1 cow in 1 month, will make like 150 or 200 liters of milk. But with Maize Plus and the Maize Plus food add-on, 1 cow can make up to like 2,000 liters of milk per month. So that's a lot of milk. That'll be a lot of milk. And of course, we're going to bring that to the dairy production and make cheese and butter so we can get a little bit more money out of it. So it's just going to take a while to get everything going. It's just going to be a little bit like Solyndra, to where, that small map to where I borrowed $1.5 million. And for a while, we were just borderline because I kept buying stuff. But now, even in that series, we're doing just fine in that series. To where I'm done buying stuff, and now everything I make is just going right towards a loan, and we're making pure profit every day now. And this first year, it looks like at $33,333 on loan interest, we are making some money. A good amount of that money with the wind turbine and solar panels on some of the sheds. So we might lose like $4 or $5 grand a month overall. But it's better than $33,333 in total loss. And then of course, once I get everything planted here, we won't have to spend money on seed and fertilizer. And I do got like bales of silage around here. I think we may have enough to where I can bring some to the BGA and actually start making some money that way. But as I said, if any production buildings come along on the mod hub, we might give them a go if they look interesting enough. But I also don't want to have like 30 production buildings down either. Actually, I'm going through quite a bit of fertilizer for the sugar beet. Must be the sugar beet take more fertilizer than the cotton does. But also, of course, this is the first time these fields have been fertilized. I wonder if it'll be better from the BGA if I were to sell the digestate, or would I save myself, would I make more money in a sense by spraying the digestate on the field for fertilization? I'm still baffled at how I spent $9.5 million. It goes rather quickly. Of course, some of you are probably saying, well, you spent 900 grand on the vehicle you're in right now. I know. But it's working great. It should, for 900,000. Think I got enough fertilizer to finish off the job. Plenty of seed. Still got 20% left. So of course, after we get this planted, we got corn, oats, and potatoes left to plant this year. 3 more cycles, if you will. Potatoes, we may start doing that ourselves, but quickly hire a worker. That's going to take a while to get that job done. The corn won't take us too long to plant. And then the oats, I may have a worker do that as well. See how it goes. I do need to come over here and just quickly spray for weeds just to get our scoring up on the fields. We won't actually get any true weeds this year because we plowed the fields. So we're good for 1 year. But we will have to plow the fields. I think cotton is a field I'm going to have to plow as well. So the corn, cotton, potatoes, and sugar beet, those fields will need to be plowed after harvest to help out the yield for the next crop. But the cereal crop will not need to be plowed at all. There we go. Made it all the way through. Then I can go back to the farm, top off. Yeah, I don't think corn is until next month for planting. Corn is in April. But potatoes, I should be able to plant this month along with the oats. Yeah, oats I can, and potatoes we can. But that's another field done. And I'll probably wait until I get most of the fields done before I come over with the weed sprayer and just quickly spray on the field. But this should be helping out our environmental score because we just direct drilled. Currently up to 65. What's that middle one for? Oh, weed control. That one we haven't been in yet. So that's nitrogen, which is not going to show until we actually harvest. Yeah, these fields we worked out. Just got to harvest those for those to correct itself. Same thing with that field there. Same thing. Wait, why is that one? Kind of interesting that I'm having some issues with the tillage. The tillage will be, the way to get the best score is with a direct drill, which is what we have and which is why I planted with. Why did it work on some fields like this field here? It did it. And then it didn't work here. And remember, I had to redo the grass field, and I redid the grass field, and it reset it. The field we just did, that shows that the tillage is good, and that tillage is good. It could have been, and I hate to say this with that animal food overview for Maize Plus, it's nothing with the mod itself that's wrong, but it's conflicting with another mod that I have. Because now, ever since I got rid or disabled that mod, I don't have a problem with switching to the implement or using the implement. And I'm wondering, when I planted those fields, that for some reason, maybe the game doesn't know that. I don't know. I mean, there ain't nothing I can do about that barley field over there with the tillage score, because I got the barley in already, so that'll be fine. And I do wish I could use that animal food overview, because I need to learn of what food groups or what food helps out what food groups for these animals. I may actually have to do like a print screen and put it on my other monitor. So when I start, I mean, with the cows, it's pretty simple. As long as I make TMR, it'll cover all 4 food groups. If I give them condensed grass, not condensed grass. What's the word I'm looking for? It's driving me nuts. Yeah, that type of grass. You know what I'm talking about? If we give them that grass, it covers all 4 food groups. But for like sheep, if I just give them hay, hay only covers one of their food groups. And I don't know why I'm driving way the heck over here. I don't know the way around my own farm right now. Let's see, what type of grass is that here? Conditioned grass. That's the word I'm looking for. So conditioned grass is, you know, if it's basically fresh grass turned over once. That's conditioned grass, or what the cows will take out of their field. Same thing for the sheep. That covers all 4 food groups for both animals. I'm just going over here to top this off so it's ready for corn. And if I get that out and then just do that, got them both. Technically, I can get through the gates with this, but I think we'll have an opening down here for bigger equipment to go in and out of. Just park this right here. That's ready for corn. Kind of. Now it's ready for corn. That is all set. And yeah, so the cows are now producing some milk, which is lovely. So I'm not going to come over here and grab the milk and run over to the dairy production right away to start making cheese and butter. But we'll let them continue making what they're making. Yeah, so the first harvest, which is going to be key for us, is going to be the barley harvest in June. So we'll get some straw, and by then we can get some more cows in here. We'll definitely get some cows that are... how old can we buy cows at? Those are 18 months old. Yeah, so we'll buy some cows at 18 months old. Maybe a dozen or so. Maybe even up to 20. Something like that. So it'll take another half year before they start producing milk. But yeah, then we'll start they'll start having some offspring slowly but surely. And like I said, this is the building right here that I think is going to help us make all that money back that we put into the farm, with the milk being made into butter, cheese, and of course the slurry and slurry and manure getting on over to the BGA and making energy and producing some more digestate and what have you. But another crop in, some more money spent. We're down to $500,000, and I was going to buy the root crop harvester today just to make sure I had enough money for everything, but maybe we'll just wait one more episode. I'll do a little bit more thinking. Do I want to buy it this year or not, or should I save the $500,000 for other purposes that I don't know of yet? I'll do a little bit of thinking in the meantime. And then also, yeah, I need to go over, and where is that field that we bought here? Farmland. Right here, lot number 40. I need to come over here and probably just plow it. I don't think there's going to be actually any grass to actually cut. So I may just go over there and plow it and create the field. And that way we have our 5th field that we needed to plant crops in. The roads that are here will make roads around other places. Once we get all the fields more established, we'll make more roads going in between the fields for our equipment to travel in and out. And yeah, maybe also in the future, once we get some more of the logs cleared out of here, I don't know if I want to actually do the stumps myself, or I'll just go in developer mod and delete the stumps. We'll figure it out as we go along here, but we got to replant some trees back up here so they have time to grow, so we can keep the sawmill up and running constantly, and possibly in the future upgrade that so it produces more. And that way the first couple years, oh yeah, I do need to buy a header trailer for the honeybee. Let me do that now before I forget about it. It's not that expensive, so I'm not too worried about it, but I need to have it at the store. It's only $2,700, and buy it on up. And I've already tested it. The honeybee trailer does not attach to the back of this combine. Unfortunately, it's a different trailer pin hitch. Not a big deal, but that'll help us get the header in and out of some areas, and try to do it the right way. And yeah, I need to figure out the parking situation here, how to do it better. I got plenty of space, but I'm clustering things in front of other things I shouldn't be doing. But once I get a sequence down, it'll be good to go. And speaking of good to go, I think we're good to go on this episode. That's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Hinterland. But until then, have a good one.